retail crypto volumes fell 11% year over year in Q1 to $979 billion, marking a second consecutive quarterly contraction. The global crypto adoption angle matters because the adoption story is no longer one global curve. It is splitting by use case. The tension is whether crypto adoption volumes turns into a durable change or simply a sharp data point. That is why the first read should stay close to the confirmed numbers: 979 B retail volume, 11% decline, and the immediate checkpoint around Turkey up 7%. For a market structure story, the useful readout is how capital, liquidity, rates, or risk appetite changes after the first move. The reason to keep watching is that the next checkpoint can change the meaning of the first move. The baseline matters because the decline coincided with a stronger US dollar, higher rates, risk-off conditions, and a 22% Bitcoin drop during the quarter. The key baseline details are BTC down 22% and Q1 Index, which give the story scale without requiring speculation. This scene grounds the viewer before the mechanism takes over. If the baseline changes, the rest of the story changes with it, because the consequence depends on whether those confirmed details keep holding. The most important baseline split is between what is already visible and what still needs confirmation from the next public signal. That scope keeps the segment focused on the mechanism that actually changes outcomes. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. Mechanically, advanced economies saw steeper declines because crypto there is often treated as a speculative asset rather than a payment or savings tool. That is the working engine behind global crypto adoption, and it explains why the event cannot be read only as a surface move. In this case, the mechanism connects 979 B retail volume with Turkey up 7%. When that connection weakens, the story becomes less about the initial number and more about whether the system, market, or policy process can absorb stress. That mechanism is the reason a viewer should watch process quality, not just the largest number in the story. The practical effect lands on Turkey rose 7% year over year, while Latin America and South Asia were broadly stable, showing functional demand can behave differently. For viewers, the useful question is who actually has to react: users, traders, issuers, regulators, operators, or institutions. Here, TRM Index sits at the center of that reaction, while TRM Labs shapes the next practical step. The consequence is strongest where the event changes access, trust, liquidity, compliance planning, or the cost of making a decision. That makes the impact measurable through behavior, not through hype around the topic. The unresolved part is the data does not prove adoption is disappearing. It shows retail volumes are more sensitive where crypto is mainly a risk asset. That limit matters because the confirmed facts do not automatically prove the most aggressive interpretation. The safer split is to treat 11% decline as established context, while leaving the unresolved part open until a stronger signal appears. That keeps the story useful without turning a partial data point into a conclusion. The open point should remain separate from the confirmed facts until a filing, market move, patch, data release, or official action closes the gap. If later evidence changes the read, the story should adjust around that evidence. Most people arrive after the move is obvious and the easy upside is gone. We focus on serious crypto education and high-quality signals before the crowd rushes in, so you can understand the setup earlier and move sooner. If you want that edge, visit the link below now. The next signal is whether functional use markets keep holding up while advanced economy trading volumes stay weak. For global crypto adoption, that is the point where the story either gains confirmation or stays stuck as an unresolved market, policy, security, or adoption question. The practical readout is to follow Turkey up 7% alongside the supporting details: second contraction and 979 B retail volume. If that next signal arrives, the story moves. If it does not, the only confirmed position is the one already visible in the evidence. The viewer should leave with one concrete checkpoint, not a prediction about where the market or policy process must go.